Clearly, when we start really talking about the customer experience, that also brings in the processes that also have to be kind of tailored and improved. What are some of the key things that need to happen when you think about the processes and making them more tailored?
I like to start with what is the external process? What does your customer see and feel? What is their life cycle? What is their experience from first having some awareness of a need to engaging with you or with your distribution partners, any type of advisor or supporter that helps them understand how to consider different needs, going through purchase, through a service or potentially claims experience. What does that whole process look like for the customer? And really mapping out where are the key interactions with you, where are other influencers in the whole ecosystem of their experience. If you look at end-to-end all of the journeys or the processes that a customer has to go through, and you do that at a really micro-segmented level, so not just your end consumer, but drive really specific views of all the different segments of customers that go through that experience, and start to overlay where are their individual pain points, where are things places you can potentially add additional value. That gives you a lot of data to understand, very specifically individually where you could make some changes. The power is being able to integrate that with together to overlay all of your different audiences, all of your customer segments, all of your agent advisor segments, to see where are there common places that you have some opportunity to improve. Once you have all of that, it's a lot easier to look at where you may want to prioritize and what kinds of internal processes then are supporting that external experience. How can you look at getting the right type of information to someone in the contact center to know what a customer was looking at online and why they may be calling, anticipating their needs before you even start a conversation with them. If someone has a challenging experience with a claims adjuster or a contact center or even an agent, how do you bring the feedback of that challenging experience back to the person immediately so that they can make a difference and improve the experience for the customer? They can actually change based on that feedback real time. So, bringing all of those things together is really helpful to help you prioritize where you need to focus, both to improve internal experience and where you may see some natural efficiencies falling out internally. So that's certainly where I would start. That gets you part of the way there. I think, again, the way to get to the ultimate holy grail is to incrementally be delivering enhancements in those places, but also taking a step back and saying, how do we want to really be different now that we know who our priority segments are, we know what their current experience is? How do we leverage analytics? How do we leverage all of the new ways that we can engage in customers to design something that's completely different? Don't be trapped in how the process has to work today. How do we understand what a customer really needs? How we can design some innovative, different bundled solutions that meet those needs? And how do we bring it to them in a different way? I think you have to take that step back in order to not just continue driving incremental value and change.
That seems really challenging, but if we look at insurance carriers who oftentimes have looked at their customer as being the intermediary, the producer, the agent, the broker that's in the middle, for carriers that are really focusing on that end customer, that B2C customer, or B2B customer now, are there things that they really need to focus on to ensure that they do that well, since that isn't something they've been focused on previously?
I mean, it's a maturity, it's a journey of understanding more and more about that customer, getting the right kinds of feedback at each transaction, across their entire experience to know what's important to them, getting insight and third-party data around what else is important to them. We talk a little bit about the convergence of customer needs across health and wealth and their career, how that all comes together. The more you can understand about your priority customer segments and all the other influencers, the more you can start to design experiences that have that in context, but also, more importantly, design different types of products and solutions, or partner, in a broader platform experience with different products and solutions that can answer the questions and drive the value that your customers care about, as opposed to delivering a transaction. So I think it's that starting to get that broader context and understanding of your customers' real needs, how they think about the different trade-offs and the challenges in their lives,